Is it a case you have to play your way into each season as it comes along?
Yeah, you do a little bit, but also, you know, as I said after the Northampton game, you know, we've had some good seasons in the Premiership, and so far, for whatever reason, you know, the best we've done at Northampton is get a losing bonus point. So, big picture, you know, a point down on where we were last year, and as disappointing as that is, and I think as disappointing as the final scoreline became, I think we appreciate some of the reasons there. You know, and we have to address those as we go along. But at the moment, you know, the season's still pretty fresh. We're addressing things as we go along. We're pleased to have beaten a very competitive Wasps side. You know, because, you know, let's face facts. You know, they played Harlequins the week before at Twickenham, which you would have said, you know, was not to anybody's advantage, either Wasps or Harlequins, on a nice day. So the weather wasn't an issue, and it was a very close game. So, you know, they're a useful outfit. You know, we performed pretty well, scored 3 tries, and so there's some real positives. But as I say, what we have to do is focus on what we did well at the weekend, what we need to keep improving and do better, because we did concede a couple of late tries that, you know, for whatever reason we've got to improve on, and we did blow a couple of chances that we have got to look to convert. So there are things for us to work on as we go along, and we've spent some time on that this week. But I think first and foremost, we had a really good focus on what we wanted to achieve out of the Wasps game, and we've got to make sure we ram that home this weekend.
Using that Northampton criteria, bearing in mind you did win at Irish last season, does that put any more pressure on you this Saturday?
Not really. I mean, the Premiership season is what it is. You know, every game's important. You know, after you've won at home, you know, the teams that can then, you know, can go away and get some points away from home tend to be the teams that kind of can climb the league, because that's what you have to try and do, is put runs of points together. Now, we're very aware London Irish are a very competitive side, had a very good win away from home themselves last week. Now, you know, their job is the opposite of ours. They've banged that away win in, and now they want to back it up with their home performance. Where the other way around, you know, we've put a decent home performance in, and we want to back that up with the away performance. So, nice challenge for both of us. I think we're both probably feeling a fair bit better about ourselves this weekend than we were the weekend before, and I think it'll be a very interesting game. You know, the conditions look set to be good. Relatively light winds, and the rain isn't forecast, so, you know, we should both be able to play the way we want to play, and you know, we can see and come out on top.
Great try from Tom James at the weekend. I know you said to Nigel at the time, if it hadn't gone over, you might have had words with him. Under those circumstances, do you say anything to him or not?
Well, I mean, he's been told in his review, you know, there's an easy way of scoring, there's a hard way of scoring, but I think it's like anything in life, really. You know, you make decisions, and if they come off, they're the right decision, aren't they? And if they don't come off, they're the wrong decision. And sometimes that's what can happen in rugby. And the fact that, you know, he ran it in, it was close to the posts. He didn't have to risk a pass over the top. You know, if he'd have been tackled, then it would have been the wrong decision. But he obviously backed himself and ran it in. The second try, obviously, we're talking about, and, you know, I think it's one of those things. I think it shows his confidence and shows that he's on form. And, you know, like I say, hopefully it's something that he can continue with. But no, I mean, we were just really pleased for him. Obviously, he's had a good impact on the team at the start of our season, and as I said, you know, hopefully we've created a little bit of a foundation and a launch pad that can mean we can keep playing some good rugby, because we want to. You know, we want to keep playing some good rugby. We want to keep scoring tries. We don't want to get caught into too many arm wrestles with teams, which the first half was a bit against Wasps. But as I said, that, you know, the boys showed great character, and I think we really went for the victory after half time, and I think that's the important thing, is to make sure we keep going for the wins and we don't get involved in arm wrestles when, you know, either team can win, you know, on the outcome of one penalty.
And you've been a bit unfortunate with injuries at the start of the season. Any sign of it easing off at all?
Well, not immediately. We've got a few guys who are getting close. Obviously, Sorelli had a bit of game time on Monday, but, you know, the truth is, for Sorelli, he's pretty low on actual training minutes, and you could see that he was pretty rusty. So, you know, he'll need a little bit more time on the training paddock as much as anything to get up to speed. And obviously, you know, he's still pretty heavily strapped up and a little bit tender on his knee. Don Armand's starting to take a bigger part in training now, and may feature in our next A-League game. Greg Bateman's relatively close. You know, Jack Noel will be a little while yet. Luke Arscott will be a little while yet. So it's kind of easy. Romana Graham will be a little while yet. It's kind of easy, but it's obviously not easing as quickly as we'd like it to. But you know, every Premiership club's in exactly the same position.
And just a very quick look ahead to the one after, and a terrific occasion, of course, coming up against Leicester Tigers.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you, I haven't kind of even thought about it yet. You know, the reality is, you know, it's all about this weekend. This weekend is what will make the weekend after a bigger game. You know, that's how you have to look at it. If we can perform well at London Irish and get something out of the game, you know, it would be great for us to be running into the Tigers game here with, you know, really something to fight for. But kind of whatever it is at this stage of the season, those points are going to be vital. You know, Leicester Tigers will be hurting a little bit from the result they had this week. You know, they've got their own injury issues, and you know, I imagine in 2 weeks' time that'll be slightly different to how it is now. But no, I think our focus is all about the London Irish game, and we'll worry about Leicester Tigers in a week's time.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.